Well, hello there. Welcome to Healthy Cooking with Your Friendly Italians. I'm Jim Vero.
I'm Marilyn Barrow.
And we're here to talk about food, give you some recipes, talk about what's going on in town, mostly in conjunction with food, and whatever else comes to our mind. Today, we're going to give you some recipes on pale produce. Now, what is pale produce? Well, first of all, it's good for you. Pale produce has potassium, fiber, magnesium in it, and it's vegetables like onions and garlic and potato and squash and mushrooms and apples and pears. And we're going to take those and we're going to give you some recipes. We're going to give you a recipe for a butternut squash cream sauce that you put over raviolis. We're going to be doing a very, very simple maple pear pie in a skillet. Very simple to do. We're going to do baked maple squash where we're going to roast the squash and then with the skin on and then take it off later. We're going to do apple day. We're going to, what is that? How's that saying go, Marilyn?
The saying is, an apple a day keeps the doctor away.
Okay.
So we're going to deal with that. Being that we have been traveling, we haven't done a demonstration, so you're going to be getting a lot of good recipes today.
Yep.
And things that I think even your children will eat. And maybe a good way to get some vegetables in them and some fruit.
So let's start out with this wonderful butternut squash cream sauce that we're going to put over raviolis. And what we're going to do is we're going to heat up about 2 tablespoons of olive oil, and we're going to chop up some onion, about 1/4 cup, and we're going to cook that in that olive oil for about 3 minutes. Then we're going to add 2 cups of butternut squash. Now you can get the butternut squash at Wegmans that is already peeled and put into chunks. Or you can bake the butternut squash in the oven with a little olive oil and salt and pepper in little squares, and then when you're finished, when it comes out, you can just peel it off.
Just scoop it out.
Scoop it out, and you've got it. It's very easy to do because that skin is tough, and if you try it raw, it presents a problem.
And I don't think there's a child in the world that would know that they are eating butternut squash.
Will not. Absolutely not.
And it sort of becomes like an Alfredo kind of thing. It's very creamy. It's very tasty. It has a little sweetness to it.
Right, and you're going to add a little, salt and pepper to it. Really, you can, and then add 1/2 cup of water. Or if you don't want to add water to it, you can add some skim milk or whole milk, and let that cook for 10-15 minutes and puree it, and you have this wonderful, wonderful sauce that you're going to put over raviolis. Now, we would like the raviolis with the spinach, stuffed with the spinach, or with the ricotta.
There's all kinds of raviolis out there these days. You really don't have to make them yourself anymore, and there's all kinds of fillings. And you can, and then you can doctor this up. You were going to put mushrooms or something, Jim?
Yeah, we'll saute some mushrooms, and we're going to cook them for about 10 minutes with a little salt on them. What the salt is going to do is pull out all that water out of it, and they'll brown up real nice. And we're going to add a little cooking water to it, and a little Parmesan cheese, and add the buttercream to the raviolis. Sprinkle a little parsley on the top of it, and you have an absolutely wonderful dish that is good for you, a lot less calories, a lot less fat than you normally have, and I think you'd really enjoy it.
And you can also put some toasted pumpkin seeds, because pumpkin seeds are very good for you. He has a recipe for pumpkin seeds, how to do those yourself. Another seed that's very good at this time of the year is the sunflower seeds, and those are supposed to be very good for you also.
And the pumpkin seeds, the pumpkin you're not going to eat, but the pumpkin seeds you take out, wash them off, dry them out, layer them on a flat sheet for the oven, and add a little garlic and onion powder and salt and maybe some hot pepper, and roast at 375 for about 20 minutes, and there you have it. And you can use it for this, you can use it for salads, you can use it for a lot of things, so you might want to try those. So, Marilyn, you mentioned we were gone for a week, and we were in Jersey City.
Yes, we were.
Jersey City, New Jersey. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Jersey City, New Jersey. Jersey City, New Jersey used to be, you were afraid to even walk the streets. It was a really bad section. And they put in this train that goes under the Hudson River into Manhattan.
Called the PATH train.
Called the PATH train. And now it is turned into an absolutely beautiful spot. Lots of hotels, lots of eating restaurants, and other things that you can go from there and take a ferry out to the Statue of Liberty, or now, Marilyn, isn't...
Now Ellis Island is open, and it was closed because of the Sandy, the storm. So it's been closed for a year, and it's finally open. The other thing is that, you know, our son and daughter-in-law moved there just about a year ago, and so it's been fun for us to discover Jersey City.
Yep, and it really has. And it's a lot. If you go to the Statue of Liberty from Jersey City, a lot less hassle than doing it from the Manhattan side. And if you've got a family and you want to go to New York City, I mean, it's at a point now. You want a hotel in Manhattan, you're looking at $300-400 a night.
Also, the rooms are extremely small. They always have been.
Tiny, small.
At least in Jersey City, these are new hotels. They're reasonable size rooms. They're
and a lot cheaper.
Yeah, and they are cheaper.
Yeah,
so people are finding. The other thing that they have now for the city, if you take the ferry over, is called a city pass. And I think it's about $100. This means that you can go to several places. I think they put you on a bus, one of those tour bus, and they give you a view. You can visit the Statue of Liberty. You can visit the Empire State Building. You can go to Ground Zero. You can do all the things that Radio City Music Hall, that area. You can do most things, and it's a lot easier than trying to stay in Manhattan or walk it or taxi it or bus it or subway it. It's all, you know.
And they have a lot of small, good restaurants. Again, a lot less expensive than Manhattan.
Yes, they have a farmer's market in this park.
Yeah.
That's right near the mall, the big mall there. Mm-hmm. That has, not only does it have produce, but it has a lot of takeout food that you can have. There's takeout food all over, because basically I think the people that live in Jersey City are people that work in Manhattan. They're couples. They're not going to come home and cook. So you have a huge amount of wonderful places for takeout or small little restaurants to eat in. So
think about that. We're really hepped up on the place. So, all right, now let's do another recipe.
Yes, you forgot about your baked squash there. That's another good one with maple syrup.
Baked squash with maple syrup. Now that sounds interesting.
Yeah, I think that's a good one.
Well, so let's talk about this again. Is an easy recipe to go. You cut up your squash in little triangles or rectangles, and you clean off the seeds, put it in a baking dish in a single layer, sprinkle a little salt, drizzle it with a little maple syrup, and roast at 400 degrees for 30 to 45 minutes, and it comes out, and now that you can just take a spoon and eat it off of there and leave the skin on there, and it really is a nice dish. And again, it's an easy dish to make, so you can do that. So
if you use really good maple syrup,
mm-hmm.
or as a sweetener, that's much more healthy for you, or even honey. If it's local honey and it's good honey.
We got some great honeys around here.
In this area.
I got a good honey right here.
But anyway, those are sweeteners that are much more healthy for you than plain sugar.
Right. So try that. Now, we have been culturized the last week. We went to 2 plays and 1 opera. We went to a play in New Jersey.
They had a wonderful play in this little neighborhood Catholic church in the basement. It was written by Jeff Daniels, of all people, and it was sort of what I would consider community theater, but the actors were very good. It was very enjoyable, and it sat maybe 50 people. It was great fun. We could walk from Mike and Janice to the
Mm-hmm.
theater, so that was fun.
And then we came home, and we went to see Driving Miss Daisy at SCP out at the New York Chiropractic
Right.
College at Delvin Theater. And let me tell you,
That is a performance you shouldn't
you
miss.
got to go. It's wonderful. They got 2 more dates, Friday and Saturday.
Of this week at the Delavan Theater at the Chiropractic College.
Right.
And it is well worth seeing. They have done an absolutely incredible job.
Eric Jansen is the director, and he's a great director. And all of his family pitch in and help. And they have only 3 actors in this thing. 2 of the actors.
2 of them are brand new on stage.
right.
You would never know it. They did such a good job.
The one fellow, Craig Simmons, who was a pro wrestler,
Right.
is in this. And Gerald Wright, who's a young man who plays a part of a much older man and does a tremendous job.
Does an excellent job.
And Daisy Wertham is absolutely magnificent. So please go try it. It's a wonderful, wonderful thing. So, and then what else did we do? We went to an opera.
Well,
Hoy, oy,
but this
oy.
is what we found that we truly, truly enjoy. Their Metropolitan Opera has put opera on in HD. Certain Saturdays all year long. They've extended it, and you can go to a Regal Theater. So for us here in this area, you can go to Ithaca, Syracuse, or Rochester. You get online, you go to Fandango, you buy your tickets. If you buy them online, they're $22. There is nothing like seeing an opera in a beautiful theater with beautiful seats. You can bring your popcorn. You can eat your popcorn. You can do what you want. And they give you a really good idea of what happens backstage, and they interview the people that are in it, and they interview the directors or whatever. It's really wonderful. If you've never seen opera, you should try it.
Should try it.
If you just think you like certain operas and you would like to try something really different for $22, that's fine. If you went to the Met and saw it for $135, you might be a little bit more concerned about what you were seeing, but you certainly don't have to be concerned going to one of these Regal HDs.
And the opera we saw was called The Nose. And this nose walks around on stage. And
It was so creative.
Yeah,
They
it was
did
really good.
paintings. The sets were incredible.
So even if you don't like opera, you should try it anyways. How's that? Okay. All right, let's give another recipe. Now, this recipe is made with pears, and it is so easy to make. It's like a pear pie, only it's very easy to make. You're going to take a skillet, and you want a skillet, 10-inch skillet, that you can put in the oven. In other words, you want a metal handle on the thing. And you're going to take that 10-inch skillet and melt 3 tablespoons of butter. Add to that a 1/2 cup of maple syrup, 1/4 cup of sugar, and cut your pears lengthwise into quarters. Take out the seeds out of it, and cut it lengthwise in 3 parts, and fan them out. Keep the one end whole, and just put it in there, skin side up, okay? And go buy a pie dough at the supermarkets. Put that over the top. Put a few holes in the top, and stick it in the oven at 400 degrees for about 40 minutes, 25 minutes. Lower it to 375 and cook it for another 20 minutes. Let it cool, and you can just, when you want to serve it, just eat it right out of the pan and to put it in the dish. Put a little ice cream on it if you like. It's so simple to do, and it really is very, very little effort. So that's a way to eat some wonderful pears. And at this time of the year, the pears that they have at Sauter's are really, really good, and you should give that a try. I want to talk about restaurants, Marilyn, local restaurants.
Okay.
I want to talk about 3 in particular right now, because the one has changed its name from the Clarence to the Gould. They had a grand opening.
Of course, we're thrilled that it's named the Gould, because at one time Jim and I were partners in the Gould. So we're very happy that the name got changed back to the Gould.
And we're so happy to see that place packed like it was in the days when we owned
Right.
it. And it was really a nice.
So they have
nice
a new
scene.
menu. We tried it. Jim and I tried it the other night. I had a salmon that was incredible. It had some kind of a sauce that was a little hot. It was really good, and the pot roast was excellent.
Pot roast was good.
So it's a fall menu. That's worth a try.
Yeah, and on Wednesday night they have appetizers at the bar.
For half,
For
there's
half
half price and ladies' drinks.
Right.
And it's just like a happening in the bar. You can go eat all these wonderful appetizers.
Yep.
So that's sort of a fun evening.
So that's one. Secondly, the new Little Italy has opened up. It's located. It's on the corner right by the national.
Where the old Venice used to be,
Yep.
if any of you remember that.
And we haven't eaten there yet, but we surely are, and it really looks nice. And people
That have been there have reported back that it's very good.
Right.
Well, their food was always good when it was out at the plazas. So
It just
I mean,
was
you're
out of
not.
the way.
It was out of the way. The nice part is to have it in the middle of downtown again, and it's certainly with a much larger dining room in more ambiance, certainly.
And the third place is Abicoli's. And Abicoli's has been making arancino, which is the name is an orange. And what it is, it's rice,
It's a rice ball.
Yeah, it's a rice ball. And it started in Sicily is where they started, and they would be stuffed with mozzarella or meat sauces, and then they would be fried. They also the owner of this place now, who is from the
Rome area, makes them a little bit differently, but they're delicious.
He makes them a little bit differently, but they're excellent, and it's surely better to go get them there than to make them at home, because they're a pain in the butt to make them at home. I've tried baking them instead of frying them; it doesn't work. Go try them out. Also, they've started a
luncheon buffet.
And we went there today, and we had some chicken. What was it, Marilyn?
It's like a chicken I don't know.
Cacciatore.
Cacciatore, basically.
Chicken cacciatore and some ziti and a salad and Chicago pizza and breads. It was really, really good. And
a good soup. They had an excellent meatball
soup.
A meatball
so
soup.
you might want to try that. So let's see, what else have we got? Apple a day.
Well, now we're back to our white, or our what was the vegetables you call it, the fruit, the pale. We're back to pale apples. Now we live in apple country. You couldn't find better apples than you can in this area. Maybe in the state of Washington, but I don't know. I'd bet on a New York State apple any day in this area. So Jim has several recipes for an apple a day.
Easy recipes, apple a day. Apple slaw. Ever think about this? You take some mayonnaise, you take some red wine vinegar and some canola oil, some celery seed, and you mix that all together. And then you slice, either you can use fennel, the fresh fennel that you're going to slice, or you can use broccoli slaw, put some parsley in there, and 3 cups of a tart apple, thinly sliced, a little salt and pepper, and olay. You have an applesauce that is apple slaw that is a yin and yang type of thing. So that is really, really good. You can try that. Also, and Marilyn really likes this, is a apple onion sandwich, grilled. All right?
I think this would be wonderful.
You're going to take some onions, you're going to slice them and cook them until they're golden brown, about 20 minutes. You're going to take a piece of bread and put a slice of Gruyere cheese on it.
Should be Gruyere, yes.
Yeah, top it with the onions, then put the sliced apples on top of that, put a piece of bread on it, and put it and grill it. I think your kids would even like this, okay?
Well, this is a fancy grilled cheese sandwich. There you
go.
go.
Fancy grilled cheese sandwich, okay. So you can try that. There's also an apple tempura, and there's a recipe for that. It is fried, but it's good. A real simple apple crisp that you can make that is good. So it's a good way to use apples. This time of the year, they're the best. They're wonderful, and you should try them. So an apple a day, okay? All right, now That about does it for this week, Marilyn.
Yes,
All
and
right.
what are your plans for some following shows?
Why don't we? You know how I like pasta.
Oh, I know you like
I
pasta.
like to make pasta and eat it cold in the morning.
Yes, Jim's favorite breakfast when he was really young was cold pasta out of the refrigerator. I didn't join him, but that was one of his favorites.
Now, I don't give you a recipe for leftover pasta, cold pasta, but I'm going to make a frittata with pasta, with this leftover pasta that is really, again, a simple dish. We're going to do that.
And we will have a demonstration of that.
We'll have a
one.
demonstration of that and how you don't have to flip it, and it really works out well. Also, we're going to do a Greek lemon roast chicken. The Greeks do a great job with roast chicken.
They
We're going to
do.
try that, and more things probably of Greek origin, and we're going to do that there next time. And we hope you have enjoyed the show. And it's available till the next time we meet, and we'll try this frittata and whatever. And you enjoy yourself, and we'll enjoy ourselves. And we see you the next time. Goodbye. Ciao.
Ciao.